Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching the news at 10, broadcasting on Channels Television, live from Lagos and Abuja. A reminder of our main stories. Lagos Economic Summit ends as experts recommend generation of 170,000 megawatts to power the nation's economy. Oil marketer on wanted list of EFCC, over 979.6 million naira subsidy fraud, escapes to Canada. House of Representatives also passes Budget 2014, 24 hours after the Senate's decision. And Australian officials searching for missing Malaysian plane, flight MH370, detects possible new underwater signal. Well, all our top stories can be found on our website, ChannelsTV.com, and on YouTube.com/channelsweb. To get us on the move, visit m.channelstv.com to view us live on your mobile device. You can also download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS, and Windows phones from their respective stores. Please also interact with the Channels Eyewitness feature on our Android, iOS, and Windows 8 platforms. If you have pictures or videos to share with us, tap the application on your device, swipe to reveal the Eyewitness menu, and follow the instructions to share your report, pictures, and videos. Now, we do apologize for bringing you archival materials on an earlier report, but we do have the report now. The House of Representatives has also passed a 4.695 trillion naira budget, the same figure passed by the upper chamber barely 24 hours ago. The lawmakers passed the budget despite a point of order raised by Representative Kingsley Chinda from River State, who asked that the document be suspended until details of the budget are presented on the floor of the House.
Contrary to expectations, the House plenary will start early in the day after the House postponed passage of the budget to Thursday. Plenary began after midday. In less than 1 hour, however, the budget proposal for 4.695 trillion naira, a slight departure from Wednesday's figure of 4.642 trillion, came up for consideration. A point of order was raised by a member of the House who asked that the budget be suspended as details of the budget are yet to be presented before the House. This was met with mass disapproval from the floor.
We are going into the third reading of the appropriation bill. It is not presented with a compendium. I have seen what is referred to as schedule, but clearly there is no compendium attached to this bill. Mr. Speaker, I will pray that we step down this budget, we suspend it as provided for in our rules, that we suspend it.
That's 17 on page 64. It says, on any day upon which the proceedings on the appropriation bill are to be brought to a conclusion, under this order, no dilatory motion shall be moved upon such proceedings, and the proceedings shall not be interrupted or postponed under any rule.
The drafters of our rules have anticipated a situation such as this, and that's why this particular rule is inserted and contained in our rules. I therefore rule Honorable Chinda out of order and rule that we shall continue and go ahead with the procedure and processes of passing the budget.
A clause-by-clause consideration of the budget followed, and the budget was passed. The 2014 budget, as passed by the House, puts it on the same page with the Senate, which passed the same figure Wednesday, making the issue of harmonization between both houses unnecessary. Omelogo Nnadi, Channels Television News.
Well, let's go over to our studios in Abuja now, where Linda Akigbe is standing by. Hi, Linda.
Thank you, Bimbo, and welcome to the nation's capital.
Tragedy struck in the early hours of today at the Oworonshiki area of Lagos as a pregnant woman and 5 other people were electrocuted by a live cable that reportedly fell on a vehicle loaded with 50 liters of petrol. Eyewitness accounts said the vehicle exploded, setting the entire environment on fire. Confirming the incident, the Commissioner for Special Duties, Dr. Wale Ahmed, explains that the incident occurred at numbers 6 and 8 of Onobanjo Street after a cable sparked when power was restored. He said the spark was so forceful that it detached one of the live cables from the pole, which landed on the vehicle loaded with PMS, resulting in the explosion. The casualty figures following cholera outbreak in Bauchi State since January this year have risen to 60. The Bauchi State government says that 1,000 others have been infected since the outbreak of the disease nearly 4 months ago. 55 people died in their homes, while the remaining 5 died at a hospital. The state government adds that health workers have been sent across the state to encourage those infected with the disease to seek for help. And Awka, the Anambra State capital, today hosted a security summit, the first since Mr. Willie Obiano took over as the governor of the state. While the governor promised to improve on the record set by his predecessor, the Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Abubakar, advised the governor to dethrone any traditional ruler who harbors criminals in his domain.
But my administration has the responsibility to rid Anambra of all criminals elements and open the state up for more investments and rapid development.
I throw the first challenge to our traditional rulers, traditional institutions, because you are the custodian not only of culture and history and tradition. You are supposed to be the custodian of everybody, safety and security in your domain. And if Your Excellency take the advice I will give, if any traditional ruler allowed crime and criminality to take over his state, is not worthy of that place.
The debate on the president's speech at national conference has been concluded, with many delegates focusing on the need for good governance and true federalism. The delegates all agreed with President Goodluck Jonathan that steps must be taken to come up with innovative solutions to the challenges confronting the country. Our correspondent Lanre Lasisi has this report.
After over 6 days and a process that ensured that almost every delegate made comments on the inauguration speech of President Goodluck Jonathan, this phase of the conference came to its final stage. For those that spoke, the need for good governance and true federalism formed a crucial part of their contributions.
The issue of good governance should be at the forefront of our greatness, and secondly, the issue of how we can be able to harness our resources.
We need federalism as the panacea to our problem. It might not be a panacea to all our problems, but it will set this nation on the path to greatness, peace, and stability, and absolute development for the benefit of our people.
The issue of executive power rotation is very paramount in bringing everybody on board. This matter was one of the main recommendations at the last 2005 National Conference. Specifically, presidential power should be alternated between north and the southern parts of the country, while simultaneously rotating among the geopolitical zones.
As it was the last chance to comment on the speech, other delegates used the opportunity to speak on other issues.
The conscience of Nigeria is bleeding. It's bleeding with injustice. And according to Madam Podio, it is only when you speak the truth to it in this assembly that the wound will be healed. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much.
The foundation of the dissatisfaction and division in this country is not religious, it is not ethnic, it is economic.
The position of some delegates caught the attention of their fellow delegates.
For those that have stolen our naira and dollars, for God's sake, touch their hearts. Let them bring back these dollars and naira. If they fail to do that, please God, let fire visit. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you. Thank you.
Eventually, the discussion came to an end.
I think the entire House deserves another round of applause for itself for having gone through this. We have finished with this item. Now, we could just adjourn until Monday, or it's up to you, or we could take comments from the floor on any issue. No.
The proceeding was immediately adjourned till Monday. It is expected that by then the different committees and their membership will be announced. Lanre Lasese, Channels Television News.
Of the National Association of Nigerian Students and a group of women under the umbrella Association of Concerned Nigerian Women have applauded the federal government's reform in the petroleum sector. The groups held separate solidarity marches in Abuja in support of the Minister of Petroleum Resources, Mrs. Dezani Alison Madueke. The groups asked the National Assembly to expedite action on the passage of the Petroleum Industry Bill. The leadership of the National Association of Nigerian Students stormed the NNPC towers, bearing placards with inscriptions that drive home their message. The young people backed the forensic audits of the operations of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, but insisted that the exercise must be done objectively.
Today we are here to show solidarity that NAS as a body we support the transformation agenda of Mr. President. That we want to call on all those sacrifices that are calling for the sack of the Minister of Petroleum, that they should desist from such acts. Because so far in the administration of the Minister of Petroleum, we have experienced perpetual development in the administration.
Another group who held a solidarity march are members of the Association of Concerned Nigerian Women, who took their grievances to the National Assembly. The group marched through the streets of Abuja and made a final stop on the NNPC towers. The message was not different from the previous group.
Any woman that God has uplifted her, what they will do, they will try their possible best to bring her down, to finish her. Only men, they want them to go. So please and please, we are begging them, we don't want to go. They should leave her. For us, we like her. And anything she's doing, we want it, we support her. We, the Nigerian women, we support her.
As women, I want to believe that she appreciates what Dezani has been doing. And you are ready to struggle to ensure that what she does, what she's been doing, is acknowledged by all.
These groups are insisting that the minister should not be victimized, and comments that are capable of overheating the polity should be avoided as the nation heads for a general election next year. And that's all from Abuja. Back to you, Bimbo.
Thank you very much, Linda.